So for a month now, I have been unable to film a video. Not because I didn't want to, not because I didn't have the time, not because of anything special that was happening, but simply because I was sad. The past month has been a very interesting month. I've had to deal with varying emotions and varying reactions to circumstances and things around me. And yeah, it was just a lot to deal with, so I could not film. Last week, I actually did my makeup, I set up, and I sat down. And then I looked into my camera and I just started to cry. I'm pretty sure that I've made it very clear that content creation is my happy place. Content creation, brings me joy. And this is the first time I'm able to speak into a camera since my vacation trip, to be very honest. I haven't filmed since then. So yeah, in this video, I'm going to be talking about, I don't know, how to get out of a rut, how to deal with sadness. Not because I'm over that phase, not because I'm better now. Actually, I am better now, but not like way better. Not because I'm out of it, but because I feel like I want to document this phase of my life. And also the fact that I know that there are other people who deal with phases like this as well. I put up on my Insta stories a narration of what happened last week, and there was someone that replied, and she was pretty much asking how I got out of it, and I didn't respond to her. I haven't responded to her. I should actually go and respond to her, but because I wasn't out of it yet, so I didn't know what to say. But yeah, this is a week later. It's been 1 week since I put up the story. That was the last story I put on my Insta stories for a while. I haven't posted anything since then. I will probably post today because I'm making a video. I'm filming today, so that's great. But yeah, let's just go through some of the things that helped me during this trying period. First thing that helped was remembering the names that my father gave me, remembering the names that God called me. God has called me beautiful. He has called me blessed. He has called me perfect. He looked upon me and said that I was perfectly made. Who am I to doubt it? I mean, if the Creator has said that his work is good and it is finished, then best believe it, right? I just dwell a lot on the names that God has called me because he's the only one that mattered to me at that point. I couldn't hold a conversation with people. I mean, I could, but it would be like surface. It wouldn't be, me letting people know exactly how I felt. It was just like, oh, how are you? I'm fine. And deep down, I know that I'm not fine. I'm far from fine, but yeah, you're not in the mood to talk about it. So remembering the names that he has given to me, they really help because, it's like you feel like shit. But then there's somebody who's just calling you beautiful, perfect, love, blessed. And that's all you can hold on to at that point. So yeah, that's the first thing that helped. The second thing was holding on to God, like my life depended on it, because it really did. I was not able to pray. I was so sad I could not pray. I could not, I couldn't find the joy within me. I was barely laughing all of this 1 month. I couldn't laugh. I could laugh, but I wasn't laughing, right? And if you know me, you know that I'm a smiley person. You know that I'm a very laughy person. I wasn't laughing so much, and it was really weird. So hold on to God like your life depends on it. I couldn't pray, but I would read my devotionals using my Bible app. I would listen to gospel music, worship music. Some of my favorites during this period were Minister GUC, Moses Bliss, Travis Green, Hillsong, Elevation Worship, all of that. Some of the songs I love to listen to were Imam 4 by Moses Bliss. That one was on replay. God of Vengeance by Mr. GUC. The particular line I love was, "He entered hell, he took the keys, he gave me hope, I'm free indeed." That's my favorite line. Joyful Noise by Eben for when I just, want to dance and laugh. There's also Bigger Every Day. I also really like The Blessing by Carrie Job or Carrie Joby, I'm not sure. So yeah, these were some of the music that helped me in this trying period. I read devotionals, and I've learned that when I'm sad or when I'm in a mood, I shouldn't let that mood take me away from God, because then it just gets worse. Just hold on to God for dear life. Thank you. The next thing, this is not actually a tip, okay? I've seen people say embrace your feelings, embrace how you feel. But if you're someone like me, and sometimes your feelings, not sometimes, most times your feelings can, totally overtake you, overwhelm you, take over your entire life, right? I don't think you should embrace it anymore. Because imagine me embracing this feeling of sadness for 1 month plus, to the point that I wasn't able to film videos. Even when I had like obligations with brands, I couldn't just film. So embracing it, you're just letting it define you. I don't think you should embrace it. Maybe for 1 or 2 days, yes. But then after a while, it's time to say no. Like, I currently am saying no to the feeling, because no, enough is enough. 1 month, it's okay. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I feel like, sometimes we allow the feeling of sadness to take over, because it's comfortable for us. It's comfortable for us. If you're someone like me, you like to stay in your comfort zone, and you're used to that feeling. You just want to stay in there and use it as a shield, an excuse to just mope around and to not fulfill responsibilities. And yeah, sometimes we actually have to say no to it, even if it feels very comfortable for us, even if it feels like it's a safe place. It's not really safe, but you just welcome it. But sometimes you have to say no and kick it out, right? Even if you feel like you're not ready to move on, you just want to stay down, you just want to wallow in your sadness. It's not healthy. It's not the healthiest. So you just have to get up, say no, and get going. Push yourself. And that's what I'm doing now. The next thing would be to have honest conversations with yourself. Sometimes I actually sit down and I talk to myself. Like when I feel a cloud over me, I'm just like, okay, Tomiwa, what is wrong? And with me, it's like there could be something small that happened, but it would weigh down on me so heavily, and I might have forgotten what happened, but that feeling of despondency is still with me. So then I sit down and talk to myself. I'm like, okay, when did this start? And I remember that it was that occurrence that happened that brought this cloud. So how I get out of that, again, I just go back to God and pray and sing and dance, and then I try to focus on the fact that in a few days, in a few weeks, next year, I won't even remember that this happened at all, right? So yeah, I just try to remember that every occurrence is just a tiny little drop in a massive ocean that is my life. Also, when you identify your trigger, if it wasn't your fault, you have to actually understand that it was not your fault, and don't beat yourself up. Bad things happen to good people too, right? We can't control, we can't make everybody around us like us. If you're the type to not want to offend people, it doesn't mean that people will not want to offend you as well. You can't make people like you. Now, if the reason for your sadness was actually as a result of something that you did, I think that you should be mature enough to own up to it and try to fix it. So maybe you offended somebody, say your partner, you did something that hurt them, and now they're hurt and their reaction is making you sad. I feel like you should just apologize. Just do something to fix the situation if you can, and if you cannot, then just commit it to God. Honestly, that's the only way. This life is really funny, and God is the only thing that makes sense. Another thing would be to run away from triggers. Flee from triggers. It might not be healthy, okay? It might not be healthy, it might not be facing your fears, but just run. Honestly, protect yourself. We go on Twitter and there's a wealth of information. There's also a wealth of stories, a wealth of hot takes, a wealth of experience from other people. There may be somebody saying how maybe she had a bad experience in marriage, somebody saying how, you know, men are scum and all of that, and how their relationships are not good. I just run away, because subsequently, if you let these things in, they will seep into your subconscious and they will continue to weigh you down. So run away from triggers. I don't know, if you've been in a bad relationship, don't read stories about people that have been in bad relationships. If you've been sexually harassed, don't read stories about people that have been sexually harassed. The bottom line is, run away from the things you can run away from, because at the end of the day, they will just compile and add to the things weighing you down, and then getting out of the world will be even harder. So just run away, fly, run from it. It's unhealthy. I don't care. Protect yourself, run away. The next thing I have would be to serve others. Find a service, a capacity in which you can serve people, because I find that, you know, the best place to find fulfillment is to bring joy to other people. Knowing that you're making somebody happy, knowing that you're the reason why somebody is smiling, it just makes you happy. It brings fulfillment. I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but I think that's it. So find a capacity in which to serve other people. For example, I'm in the photography department at church, and I also make like short videos for church during service and all of that. So, you know, when I'm holding my camera and then people just smile and pose, and they're like, oh, take a picture of me, take a picture of me, and they come and, you guys should post this one next week. Oh, like, in that moment, they're very happy. In that moment, you're the reason why they're happy. In that moment, you're using your gift to make somebody happy. My lights went off and I didn't realize. So if you're good with words, you can write a note to your friends, you know, can do the little things. If you have, I don't know, spare cash, you can buy someone a gift. Just serve other people in any capacity that you can. It brings joy, you know, it makes you happy in that moment. I feel like in this stage, when you're in this kind of phase, you need every source of happiness that you can find. Okay, no matter how short-lived, you need every source of happiness that you can find. So just serve people in any capacity that you can. The next thing I would say would be to introduce something new. Introduce something new to your routine. If you're someone who likes routines like me, then introduce something new and exciting. Maybe, for example, I read new books. I plan to go out more and take a lot of pictures. E.g., I'm going to go for a walk today. I never go on walks, but I will go on a walk today and just take pictures of random things. Just introduce something new, something peaceful, something along the lines of what your ideal day would be like. If it's to listen to music before you get out of bed, you know, do that, and in that moment, you know, forget about everything else, everything that's stressing you out. The final thing I have to say would be to find your way back to the things that you love doing. I love creating, and that's why I'm pushing myself to make this video today. And I knew that I couldn't make any other video before this one, so I'm not going to post. This is the next video that I'm going to post on my YouTube. I've just been posting like short videos I already had on my Instagram, just so my YouTube would not be dead, right? And yeah, just find your way back to doing the things you love doing. Don't let anything steal your life away from you. At the end of the day, YOLO is actually real. You only live once. Okay, so not in the terms of engaging in devices, but in the terms of living your life to the fullest and making sure that you're grabbing every moment of happiness that you can. So be happy as much as possible, honestly, because there's a lot of things wrong with the world and we can't change everything. We can't change everybody. We can't guarantee that we'll always be happy, but we can try to enjoy the little moments of happiness that we get. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope if you're out there and you're struggling like me, I hope that you find peace. I hope that you find joy from within. I hope that this video helped you. I hope that only good things happen to you. I hope and I pray that you find fulfillment. I pray you're able to keep a smile on your face. I pray you're able to go back to being happy, right? And I just want to say thank you to everybody. It's not a lot of people, but everybody who has dropped a comment for me in this moment, who has checked up on me. It's interesting how I always find that God looks out for me in my low moments, in my lows, right? So there's Tolu, if you're watching this, thank you so much for your kindness, your kind words. There's also someone that left a comment on my video yesterday, Irubel, I think. Yeah, it's Irubel. So I saw her comment this morning and it just made me smile. So thanks to everybody who has been a friend to me, to all of my friends who have been my rock in this moment. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you for letting God use you to bless me. So yeah, hopefully my next video will be happier, will come with happy vibes. Actually, I'm going to film my next video now. But I mean, I'm already smiling, so that's a good thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.